We will indeed, and he'll have to up his game here.
So now red, Joe Kellaway, blue, Rob Camp, and as we've mentioned before, Greg, former 10K winner, only went out last time through injury, comes off the plane yesterday. He's at the Troxy today.
Well, it's interesting that because these two know each other. Rob was on the junior team many years ago. He's getting back into karate. He was a good junior in the international. However, Joe's not the fighter he was when Rob knows him, and it's going to be an interesting match. I suspect that Joe will come out smoking.
Now, you mentioned obviously coming straight off a competition as well, so you'd think, unlike some that you've mentioned, competition fit as well.
Yeah, he is. Joe is unquestionably prepared. Yeah, he's unquestionably prepared.
And it is just worth mentioning, you mentioned about how much he's developed, how much he's come on, former 10K winner, but he's such a nice guy.
He's a good guy. Again, from my perspective, from the English karate perspective, from the board's perspective, he's a tremendous ambassador for karate. The temperament, the way that he conducts himself is great to see.
And there's timing for Joe Kellaway. Rob came with spin with the kick, but Joe, the timing there.
Yeah, but it's looking round at the referees when he should be looking at his opponent. I mean, keep your focus, Joe. Rob can fight, but he'll probably miss a bit of sharpness because he's coming back. But he won't be fazed by Joe. Joe will have to be really focused and score his point. Again, moving off, bad form after the point. Yeah, you should be there ready to respond. And I've said that to him on a number of occasions.
And Rob again did exactly the same.
Yeah.
Went down, scored, looked to the judges to say, have you given it to me or not? And away they go again.
Again, good point. Good point, Joe. Again, Joe has got the ability to score real clinical points, but my only concern is that he just needs to have a little bit more finish on his techniques, especially the Kizamazuki.
But as you said, in terms of whether it would affect him, whether we've got jet lag or the competition, he's one of the sharper ones we've seen already tonight.
Yeah, he knows how to score a point, Joe. He's really, really knows how to score. The points he scores, they are scored clinically and clearly. Again, keep your focus on your opponent, Joe.
Yes, I think Rob's got the point here.
Yeah, he needs to focus on his opponent. He keeps looking at the referees. The referees are not wearing gis. Again, lovely. Okay, so you need good point. So
stepping in sharply.
He is there. Rob now. He's now realised what it's like to be back at senior level, to be back competing, because Joe is on the money.
Yes, and Joe beginning to pull away here.
Yeah, he is because Rob is out of the game. He's out of He's not up to speed with the sort of good point. Not up to speed with sort of like the current dynamic of competition karate. But I suspect from seeing the way he's moved around today, he can get back into it pretty quickly. Oh, beautiful.
And the crowd responding. Joe Kellaway always brings a crowd one day's notice, and he's still a fan favourite.
Well, what he did was beautiful. He did a low kick to the body, which didn't score. Brought his knee back into his chest and went the opposite side.